Alright guys, we're going to try something a little different this week for the Impact review. I'm actually going to watch it back on DVR, and after each part I'll let you know what I thought. So it won't be too far off from last week, but it'll be a little different. I won't have to take a look at my notes. So here we go, TNA Impact review. Okay, segment 1 on Impact. They started things off with the video package of last week's shenanigans with Bobby Roode. Well done. James Storm kicked things off. He came right out saying that since he defeated Kurt Angle last week, that he was the #1 contender, and that he was looking forward to meeting Bobby Roode at Against All Odds. Jeff Hardy came in, of course, and had something to say about that, being screwed twice in a week by Bobby Roode. And thought it was good work by Storm. Hardy kept his part short and sweet. We know he can be really good on the mic, or he can be really average on the mic. And I thought he did a good job by keeping it short. If he didn't have that much to say, I'm glad he kept it quick. They were, of course, interrupted by the world champion Bobby Roode, who found his way that neither of them deserved a shot. He's really, again, that was good, solid work. Albeit each person's part was short, everybody was pretty good in their roles here. Of course, after all that silliness, Sting came out and sorted things out by setting up James Storm versus Jeff Hardy for the true #1 contendership. Now, something I noticed quickly out of the video package, basically they're saying the reason last week that Jeff Hardy didn't get the title was that because Bully Ray did the interference and got Bobby Roode disqualified is why Jeff Hardy didn't walk away with the title. I think that's just a screwy way around things. I don't really like that at all, to be honest with you. If Bobby Roode got disqualified, then Bobby Roode got disqualified. But I guess since Bully Ray only attacked the referee, it becomes a no contest, quotation mark, and that's how Bobby Roode escaped with the belt. Looking forward to Hardy and Storm. I'm looking forward to check that out. I'm going to check out the next part of the show right now. Angelina Love just had a little backstage interview. I thought she did a good job. Definitely reminiscent of her Beautiful People days. Winner was missing in action, so this was an all Angelina bit. Basically throwing it out there to Eric Young that after last week's shenanigans in the match, Winter vs. ODB, Eric Young had airplane spinned Angelina Love, and Angelina Love is pissed and has actually challenged Eric Young to a match. It's good to see Angelina getting a little bit of the spotlight back on her again. Even though I think it's good to keep a rotation of your wrestlers and storylines, I also I like when people get their turn around again, and Angelina Love is someone I think should always have a little spotlight on it, just because she's really good at interviews, and she's one of the best in the ring on TNA. Even though Gail Kim and Mickie James are at the top of the Knockouts division, I always think Angelina's a good person, a great wrestler in the division, a great all-rounder. So it's good to see her. I don't know how the match with Eric Young and her is going to be, but I'm sure I'll have to check it out. Right now I'm going to be watching AJ Styles and Gunnar. Okay, just got done watching AJ Styles versus Gunnar. I thought they had a pretty good match. I do enjoy Gunnar, even though he's your basic style wrestler, and AJ is more an advanced, can handle many styles. I did enjoy their little match. There was nothing really, nothing you wouldn't expect in the match, but it was good. We got some new developments between AJ and Kazarian and Daniel's storyline. During the match, AJ was picking up momentum towards the end, and Christopher Daniels brought down Kazarian to ringside and wanted him to interfere in the match. And once there was a spot, Kazarian hopped up on the apron and delivered a hell of a clothesline to AJ. I thought it was a well done, looked pretty vicious. And then Gunnar used the DDT to pick up the victory. Thought that's good. I hope this is building to possibly Bound for Glory. Maybe by the end of the year, Gunnar might get a title shot. It's looking good. Something else that kind of came up in my head after watching that segment. It wouldn't be too bad if Ric Flair created Fortune version 2 with Gunnar, Christopher Daniels, Kazarian, and Ric Flair. And maybe if they could pick up someone else too. Wouldn't be too bad of a runaround. I thought Fortune was a pretty successful group the first time around. And just like the Horsemen, there's many variations of the Horsemen, and I don't see why there couldn't be a new Fortune in its original form as heels like it was supposed to be. I understand the first Fortune was heels for a while, but since they never got to feud with Main Event Mafia, since Kevin Nash and Booker T went to WWE afterwards, I think right now wouldn't be too bad of a time. It would spice up the show. It would really outline a new group. Kazarian and Flair would be there from the original Fortune, and then add in Daniels and Gunnar and maybe one other guy, because since Ric Flair is not a full-time wrestler, I think it would be a really good group. After that, we got a little skit backstage with Crimson. Well, actually, it started out as Magnus giving a quick interview about his match with Crimson, and Crimson came in saying that if he wants to do this, they can throw down right now. This was I'm actually kind of surprised with Crimson. His mic work has really improved since he first came in, so I'm enjoying that, and I'm looking forward to this match tonight. Hoping he does better than last week against Robbie E in the tag match. Coming back from break, it's looking like we got a segment between Bully Ray and Sting, and I'll be back with the next part in a few. Alright, I just watched the quick segment backstage between Bully Ray and Sting. I gotta say, it was really an entertaining segment. Albeit, it was a quick segment, but it was enjoyable for what it was. Bully Ray wanted his title match that Bobby Roode had promised him. He claimed that he hasn't lost any matches as a single superstar. I really don't believe that's true, considering Abyss just defeated him at the pay-per-view. But anyway, he was very insistent that Sting owed him a favor and give him a world title match. But of course, that was a no-go from Sting, who re-informed Bully Ray that Sting is the boss, and Bully Ray will not be picking his own matches and whatnot. Things got kind of heated because Sting told Bully Ray that if he ever wants to speak to him again, he needs to make an appointment. Bully Ray did not enjoy that and said that was fine, but you better sit up and listen. And Sting gave him a hearty shove in the chest, and Bully Ray was somehow hurt by this, despite his many hardcore years in wrestling, and he didn't do anything about it. And Sting said, "That's what I thought," and ran off. It was really good. They're doing a good job of keeping all the bad guys and the heels interacting with Sting each week. And they're usually really good interactions, Makes me really wish that Sting would just bite the bullet one time and hop over to WWE. And I also kind of wish Bully Ray didn't have such a shitty reputation with a lot of the WWE guys, because I really like to see him come back and have a proper singles run. But that's probably two cases of highly unlikely. But this segment backstage is really entertaining. And right now, Christy Hemi's in the ring, and I'll be back with a quick review on the next match. Okay, so I just got done watching Samoa Joe Magnus versus Crimson. I was hoping for more. Unfortunately, we got a pretty crappy match. We got Magnus doing a few moves on Crimson, and then Crimson hit the Red Sky out of nowhere for the win. These matches are pointless. It did lead to Magnus and Joe beatdown on the tag champs, so I guess that does advance things a little bit. But overall, I just thought it was a waste of time. They could have just done that with the backstage segment. They could have just had a brawl. I wasn't impressed by Crimson, to be honest. it doesn't make me think any more of Crimson just because they hit one move. Literally one move was the Red Sky in the whole match that he won. After that, we got a pretty funny bit. EY plug-in Bellator Fighting Championships just because he seen the truck outside. And then he thought the catering person was a fighter for Bellator. And then OEB advised him to take the challenge against Angelina for fear of what the boys would think in the back. Silly good stuff all the way around with the EY segment. Crap with the Crimson and Magnus segment. Other than Magnus and Joe looking strong at the end, waste of time. Okay, so we had a montage of Garrett Bischoff training after a recap of last week with his dad. I thought it was pretty cool, something different. We don't often get to see stuff like this on TNA of new superstars training. It was simple. Showed them in the gym, throwing some people around. I just think it's a good way. This is more good use of the Garrett Bischoff storyline without taking up too much of the show. I enjoyed seeing him, training in the ring. They didn't give away anything about who his trainer supposedly is. But overall, I thought it was a good little segment. Then we jumped into a recap last week of the Mickie James and Madison storyline. That was another good little video. And then a backstage segment with Madison and Gail. And Madison does not want to be in this cage match. I'm still skeptical of how good the match is going to be. That's the next segment coming up. But overall, for a segment of the show that was all video packages, I thought it was done well enough to be entertaining, and I enjoyed it. And right now I'm going to watch this cage match between Mickie and Madison, and I'm hoping for the best, but we'll see what happens. Just watch the first half of Mickie James versus Madison Rayne in the cage. Madison came out with Gail Kim, and she wanted to somehow get Gail Kim to come into the cage with her, and Earl Hebner, of course, said, "Oh, hell no." And Gail Kim really sold it by not giving a shit. And she's like, okay, whatever. Obviously, she doesn't give a shit what happens to Madison Rayne as long as she's still the Knockouts champion. The match so far was kind of what I expected. It was a lot of Mickie James. I actually was thinking we might actually see like a 1-minute match where Mickie just ran over Madison. And it didn't quite get that bad. It was all Mickie, which keeps the quality good because she's good on offense. And she had a little rest hold on Madison, and she wanted to get up and give her an Irish whip, and she kind of misstepped. So Madison, in my opinion, did the right thing of trying to move on and get through the little misstep there, and threw a kick at Mickie, but from the looks of things, it looked like she really kicked Mickie James in the head with a good one. So I'm hoping Mickie didn't get a concussion or anything. They went to break not too long after, so I definitely think some shenanigans went on there where they tried to make sure Mickie James was okay, which is a good thing. But like I said, this is what I kind of worried about with Madison being in a match like this, that there'd be some not so good spots, and now she's already kicked Mickie James in the head with a stiff one. So they went to commercial break in the match, and I'll see what happens in the second half. Okay, so I just finished up the second half of Mickie James versus Madison in the cage, and it picked up a little bit. It wasn't too bad. Overall, I don't think the match was on par with Mickie James' cage match with Tara. But it was a good match overall. I don't know if the cage came into effect enough to really, maybe it shouldn't have been a cage match. But I understand with the story in Madison up in the small cage and whatnot. I did like Madison. She did have a nice little spot with a vertical suplex, and then she did like the Eddie Guerrero transition back to the feet, and then into a neck breaker. I thought that was good innovation for Madison. Good to see her adding moves into her moveset. I also like her neck breaker she did on the ropes and bounced Mickey's neck off the ropes so that she hit the cage face on. The cage didn't really come into effect on Mickey's side till the end. She got a couple times she threw Madison in the cage, and then she won with the Mickie DDT. Like I said, overall not on par with the one with Tara. but not as rough as I thought. It appeared Mickie James was okay from the kick. If Madison really did smash her in the face, I'm sure she had a nice bruise, but it didn't appear that, that she got knocked out or anything. I haven't seen any reports, but if you guys see anything about that, let me know. Leave a comment. I just like to know if Madison really did stiff her with that one. After that, we got a really good, quick preview of what was next with Austin Aries talking about. He's so entertaining talking about him talking that we couldn't turn away, and I couldn't turn away, but that was because I was reviewing the show. No, but overall, it was pretty good by Austin Aries, and now I am interested to see what he has to say. That's the next segment, and we're gonna check it out right now. Okay, so the next part on Impact was before Austin Aries came out. They had a little backstage thing with Mickie James being congratulated by Velvet Sky and Tara. I always find it weird when they have Tara with Mickie James backstage because they usually hate each other, but now they're friends again. I know that's how it goes in the wrestling biz, faces with faces and heels with heels, but sometimes I really like when they keep things more reasonable. Keep the continuity going. After that, we got a recap of Aries' win at Genesis in the Fatal 4-Way. Then Austin Aries came out wondering who actually did declare that there was no more competition, and reaffirming that he is the greatest man in the world to ever live. Which brought out the return of Alex Shelley. Good to see Alex Shelley. I enjoy his work on the mic. These two had a really good back and forth on the mic. If you don't watch anything else from Impact, and you're a big X Division fan, this is definitely a segment of the show to check out. It was a really good back and forth. Wasn't a cliched microphone. Wasn't a cliched promo. They threw out some pretty funny barbs at each other, so definitely check that out. Ended up setting up Alex Shelley versus somebody, another X Division star. They didn't name who it was. Aries said basically that he wouldn't give Shelley a shot until he defeated someone in the X Division. So that match is up for later tonight. But really enjoyed both men's work. Seek this promo out if you get the chance. They moved on from there to asking ODB backstage what she hopes Eric Young does to Angelina. She wants Eric Young to rip Angelina in half and take out all her weave. Most likely not going to happen there, but she got attacked by Winter and got beaten and left laying backstage. Probably this is this was a good segment of the show, and it was a good, decent segment without any commercial breaks all through. I really enjoyed this part of the show, and looking forward to see what's next. Okay, on the next part of Impact, we had the actual match itself between Eric Young and Angelina Love. Not really much of a match. It was more shenanigans from Eric Young. It was silly for what it was. Ended up with Angelina just giving EY, kicking the nuts. Like I expected, nothing was really going to go on between Eric and Angelina. Led to Winter coming out too, and Winter and Angelina putting a beat down on Eric Young, which of course brought out our ODB to make the save. Not too unlike the Crimson and Magnus segment from earlier. But ODB and Eric shared another kiss, so somewhat of a retread from last week. Nothing really, no real new developments here in this one. But we did get a very good little backstage promo from James Storm, saying that he's done talking about what he's going to do. He's just going to go out and do it. And he's ready to take on Jeff Hardy. Real good work here, and I enjoyed James Storm's work since he's been out on his own. And I'm hoping to see a really good match here between Hardy and Storm. Hopefully not too heavy on shenanigans. I'd like to see a clean match here. And I'll be back with a review on that match. Okay, just watched the entire match of Jeff Hardy versus James Storm. There was a commercial break in the middle, but since there was really nothing else around it, I figured it'd be best just to review the whole match. Overall, I thought it was a pretty good match. Started off kind of slow, but I mean, you know, that's not necessarily a bad thing. After the commercial break, continued on a bit. I don't personally think this is as good as the matches against their respective feuds have been. You know, Hardy versus Rude and Storm versus Angle, but it was still a pretty solid, good match. They got to a point where James Storm hit a superplex, and it appeared that was going to be it, but unfortunately more shenanigans. Bully Ray interfered and just started wiping out everybody pretty much. Any additional referees that came to ringside. Jeff Hardy and James Storm, he was beating everybody down with the steel chain. I would assume because he didn't get his shot at the title, or obviously. And after that, Sting came down with the bat going old school and started beating the shit out of Bully Ray, which was good because he deserves it at this point. They chased each other out of the arena, and that brought Bobby Roode into the ring to nail Storm and Hardy with the title belt. And I mean, pretty much right there, that's your sign of the triple threat, Hardy, Roode, and Storm. Should definitely be a good one for Against All Odds. Hopefully, Bobby Roode can win that without, you know, get a clean victory to help solidify his reign. I mean, I don't know that there's really a way you can too cheaply win a triple threat. I mean, there's usually an anything goes type affair. But I'm really looking forward to that match and Against All Odds. That should really be a 4 or 5 star match if everything goes according to plan. Overall, I thought it was a pretty solid episode of Impact. I mean, aside from as entertaining as Eric Young and Angelina was, it was pure silliness, and it didn't really advance anything in the storyline at all. Overall, really, really solid show. And a good job. I say hats off to TNA. Good episode this week. It was a good episode of Raw this week. And I'm going to do the SmackDown recap the same way I just did the Impact one.